You ever search for something, you know it's there, but the search bar just gives you nothing? Yeah, we've all been there. Well, today we're going to talk about the tech that's finally fixing that problem. It's called semantic search, and it's all about moving past just matching words to actually understanding what we mean. And this right here, this is the core idea. We're talking about a huge shift. It's not just about making things easier, it's about totally changing how we find information. Think about it. It's the difference between a tool that just sees your words and one that actually gets what you're thinking. Okay, so to really get why semantic search is such a game changer, we kind of have to look at what's been holding us back, right? The old way of doing things. And we're going to start with a problem that, yep, I bet you've run into this one a lot. Ah, that feeling. You type something in, you are positive the answer is in there somewhere. And what do you get? Crickets. Nothing. You see, traditional keyword search is kind of like a super literal librarian, one who only knows the exact titles of books. If you don't say the perfect phrase on the cover, tough luck. It has no idea what's actually inside the book, so if you're off by a single word, it just gives up. So how do we fix this? How do we build that smarter librarian? One that can read the contents of the books, not just the covers. How do we teach a machine to understand the meaning behind what we're asking? Well, that's where the magic comes in, and that magic is called semantic search. This chart really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got keyword search. It's rigid, it's literal, it's just matching exact words. But look at the other side, semantic search. It understands context, it gets your intent, it's flexible. It's not just finding what you typed, it's finding what you actually meant. And that, right there, is the whole ballgame. So how does it do this? Well, the secret sauce is something called embeddings. Now, stick with me here. It's actually pretty cool. Imagine turning every word or phrase into a set of numbers, like coordinates on a giant invisible map. A computer doesn't see the word king. It sees a specific point on this map. And you know what's really close to that point? The word queen. And what's way, way over on the other side of the map? Cabbage. It's this closeness, this proximity, that lets the machine understand relationships and meaning. It's like a universal language of concepts. And the whole process is actually pretty simple when you break it down. It happens in a flash. First, you type in what you're looking for. Second, the system takes your words and, bam, instantly turns them into those special coordinates on our meaning map. That's called vectorization. And finally, it just looks for the other points on the map that are closest to yours. That's it. It's basically a search for the nearest neighbors in the world of ideas. And that's why it works even if your wording isn't perfect. But wait, there's more. That core process is just the beginning. It's the foundation. The real power, the really mind-blowing stuff happens when we start adding some extra layers on top to get even smarter, better, and faster results. Now, this doesn't mean we have to throw the old keyword search out the window entirely. Nope. Actually, the most powerful systems do something called hybrid search. It's literally the best of both worlds. You use the meaning search for fuzzy, conceptual stuff, and you still use the precision of keyword search for things that have to be exact, like a product number or a specific person's name. And then we can fine-tune it even more to get just perfect relevance. You've got things like query expansion, where the system is smart enough to also search for related terms, so you don't have to. Then there's re-ranking. This is a big one. It's like a second brain that looks at the top results and sorts them again to push the absolute best, most relevant answer right to the top. And of course, you can still have all the classic filters, to narrow things down by date or category or whatever you need. Okay, so that's all the how it works stuff. But where is this actually making a difference, in the real world? Let's dive into a few examples you've probably seen yourself. Think about shopping online. This is a huge deal. A shopper can type in something like a warm, waterproof jacket for hiking, and the system is smart enough to show them the all-weather trekking parka, even though none of the search words were in the product's name. It just understood the concept. For businesses, that means more sales, and for us, it means way less frustration finding what we want. Or what about support portals? We've all been there, right? Trying to guess the exact magic phrase to find the right help article? It's so frustrating. With semantic search, you can just describe your problem in plain English, like, my payment won't go through, and it gets you to the right answer. It understands your intent, which makes the whole experience, well, a lot less stressful. And for anyone doing research, oh man, this is like having a super-powered assistant. It can read a paper, understand its core ideas, and then find other papers about the same concepts, even if they use totally different words. It helps you find connections you would have just never seen otherwise. It can literally spark new discoveries.
All right, so we've covered a lot, but what's the main takeaway here? If you're building something and you want the absolute best search experience you can possibly get, there's a clear winning formula.
And here it is, the key to the best results. You combine that hybrid search, the best of both worlds, with that smart re-ranking layer on top. That's the 1-2 punch. That's how you get a search that's not just accurate, but also incredibly deeply relevant every single time.
Look, the tools to build this stuff, this isn't science fiction anymore. It's here, right now. The only real limit is what we can dream up. So now that you know the formula, the big question is, what are you going to build with it?